What do you expect from your master's degree? Well, first of all, you want to graduate with a good grade, you want to climb the career ladder, and you want some money in the process. But it's really important that you understand the process of a master's before you step into it. Number one, there will be less interaction with staff compared to your undergraduate degree. So during that undergrad degree, lecturers will do a little bit more for you, and as you go through the years, it gets more challenging because lecturers just leave you to it. That's usually the reality anyway. For example, when I was at the University of Hull, I was on campus 5 days a week, and I would spend quite a lot of time speaking to lecturers if I had an issue. I then went to Nottingham, did my masters, I was on campus 1 day a week, and that expectation of the student grows as you do a masters. It's also one of those things where it's out of sight, out of mind as well. I'm not on campus very often, the lecturers don't really see me, therefore I have fewer conversations. So my advice going forward if you do a masters is plan meetings in advance. So don't just turn up on campus one day and expect to have a quick coffee with a lecturer. They're very busy people, it's not going to happen like that. You need to email them 5-6 days beforehand, let them know when you're on campus, let them know your availability, get something moving if you have issues. Number two, there will be long working hours. Now, a master's is good because it's flexible, you can work from home quite a lot of the time, you don't have to commute too often with it, but the work's a higher standard, it's more challenging, it takes more time to grasp, and you may have to combine your master's with part or full-time work. For me, that's what I did. I was doing my master's in Nottingham and working in retail at the same time, roughly 30 hours a week. I was training for competitions, and I was also doing a research placement. So this meant I was working typically 6-7 days a week. I would say that I enjoyed this. I'm not trying to promote overworking, but I was lucky within my year. I found a lot of activities that I actually quite liked. If you can do the same, that's great. Going forward, I would say to you, this could be the most intense year academically that you'll have. For me, I found a PhD less stressful because I was being paid to do it. I could work 9 to 5 on a PhD and I had my time in the evening. The master's was completely different. I would work 9 to 5 at Gap and then I had no choice. I had to do my master's work. So just a heads up, this could be a very intense year for you. The next point is lack of money. When you're doing your master's, you're trying to pay for the course itself. You're trying to pay your rent and keep your car on the road, and you want to maintain, for your own sanity, some form of a social life. But these kind of part-time jobs that you have, the money's not great, the hours are quite inconsistent, so I had a 12-hour contract, so some weeks I could work 40 hours, other weeks would be 12, and some months I had a lot of money, some months I didn't have much money, and that was quite challenging. I was just living paycheck to paycheck, and that is very, very challenging and stressful. And then you took a master's into the equation as well, it can be a tough year. So my advice here would be, yeah, it could be a tight year, but see the bigger picture. It's not forever, you just have to ride the storm for that year, there will be brighter days ahead. But I will contradict myself straight away and say there are no guarantees with a master's, and many people just assume from the outside that doing a master's means more money. But is that true? Because the reality is, yes, you're going to graduate with a master's degree, but so are lots of other people. And there's no guarantee you'll get the job that you want, because it could be very competitive. So when it comes to a master's, there are questions you need to ask yourself, such as, well, where can this master's actually take me in life? And what is my plan? You can't answer these sort of questions completely by yourself. This is why you need to go away, speak to careers advisors, speak to lecturers, etc. But you really need to think about this sort of thing before you go into a master's. For me, I had a plan. I was in Nottingham thinking to myself, I'll do this year, I'll get some experience in sport, which I did. I then want to go and do a PhD, which I did, and I travelled the world, very fortunately, and I could also remain working in high performance sport on top of the PhD. Now, I'm not naturally an intelligent person, but I had a plan, and this is what you need as well. You need to find your plan and execute it to the best of your ability. Okay, that was my short video on what to expect during a master's. If you have questions about doing a master's degree, please get in touch with me on Instagram at SportsScienceHacks. Okay, thanks for tuning in, and I'll speak to you again soon.